It's day 3 of our conditioning of our straw bale garden, and today we've got to repeat what we did on day 1, which was a half a cup of the urea, and then we're going to soak the bale down with some warmer water. And what I've done, we talked about this the other day, if you don't have a warm water spigot, which most people do not, you can put water in buckets and let it sit outside in the sun alone. When it's warmer, we'll start heating that water up to the temperature. It doesn't have to be hot water, just warm water. That helps to get the bales to working on the inside and to conditioning. So day 3, we're going to put a half a cup of the urea or the nitrogen rich fertilizer on here. I've got some tools here to help in this process, because sometimes your bales are tight and you need to get the urea, because the urea I showed you the other day, small pellets that you sprinkle on top of the bale, that gets on top of the bale. It might not be getting down into the bale like you need it to, so there's different options you can use. You can take, if you don't have any gardening tools, just a stick of any sort and sort of just poke it down in your bale, create some holes there that you can put that urea down into. You can use a funnel to put in these holes, help to get it down in there. I did this last year and it seemed to help. I didn't do it the first few days, and I guess this is like a learn from your mistakes thing, and I noticed that my bales were not conditioning like I thought they should, so I started doing it like this, and at least getting some of that down in there, that gets the bales started a little quicker, or on time, I might say. I would say it's a little quicker, a little on time. But you don't have to go that far down into the bale. You can also use this tool to get down in there. Just sort of grind it around in there. And depending on the size of your garden, that will determine how much of this you have to do. You can use a trowel to sort of separate the straw. There's different things you can do to do this, but then you will take, there again, a half a cup of the urea. You see how it goes down in these holes a little bit. I don't know if you can see that good in the, but you can separate that out, but you just want to make sure to incorporate this really good across the whole bale. What you'll notice by about day 6 is you'll start smelling an aroma. It's not a very pleasant aroma. What it is the bales are starting to decompose, and you'll know this by smell. But that's okay, it means it's working. So I've got that bale, which that bale goes from here to here. That's about how long it is. Got that bale good and covered with the fertilizer. So now I've got an old pitcher that I don't use anymore, and I told you the other day, takes about, which I can't get that all the way down in there, but takes about 2 gallons of the water to get it saturated pretty good. So I just take this water that's been warmed by the sun only, and just sort of pour it over this bale, just trying to get the whole surface. And there again, you'll start noticing the water coming out the bottom of the bale. And that pretty well did it. Now we've got this bale good and saturated with water. Of course, you have to do that with every bale that you have. And again, you can make this garden any size you want. If you just have a patio, you could do this on a patio. If you had a patio and you just wanted to grow some tomato plants, maybe a squash plant or something, you could sit these on a patio. If you had I'm big on doing things with pallets. If you have a pallet, you can sit you a couple of those on a pallet out in your yard. I have found that a bale will, 1 tomato plant per bale, or 2 if you planted them on the ends of the bale. I don't like to stack them too close on top of each other, so I would do 1 a bale, and you could put several pepper plants, just depending on what you wanted to grow. But you could do from 1 bale to 100 bales if you wanted to. Mine is 21 bales this year. Last year I had 14 bales. Yeah, I had 14 bales last year, and I decided to extend it to 21 this year. It worked out really great. The method that I'm using worked out really great for me last year, and I'm anticipating it working out good this year too. So this completes day 3 of the conditioning of the bales. Day 4 is going to be a water only day. We're going to put the warm water, we're going to soak the bales, and each day you'll notice that you're not having to put as much water on the bales because they're starting to get saturated. Day 5 will be a half a cup of the urea again. And then day 6 will be the warm water again. That'll be the finishing of the half a cup of the urea. Days 7 and on will be different. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.